Good afternoon guys, about 1:30 now. Welcome to another video. I am down the Avon, as you can probably see behind me. The stretch just near home. I've got a couple of hours free again, so I just thought I'd nip out, do a little bit of trotting down here again. It looks good, it's quite clear, but it's not crystal clear. There's about 2.5 foot of visibility, perhaps 3 foot, something like that, so not ideal at all. But we'll have a go with my old favourite, the mashed bread, and a bit of bread for the hook. It's going to be as simple as that. That's all I've got with me. I can fish perhaps just about until it gets dark. I'm not going to do the school run today, fortunately. So yeah, we'll have a go. It's supposed to be overcast. It's not really overcast. There's patchy clouds and it keeps drizzling. So good old Met Office, fantastic. Now, gear wise, of course, I've got with me my Dower Tournament Pro 15-foot rod. Love this rod for trotting, it's absolutely fantastic. A bit of a change up in the reel department. I've got on there my Dower 125M. Now, if you've seen the videos in the summer, I did use this for half a day down on the Y. It started to stiffen up and seize up, so I quickly took it off and put my 506 back on. But I've since given it a bit of a service, replaced a few of the parts inside. So I'm going to give it a go today. Chub, primarily the targets. Hopefully we can have some nice chub out. And what I've done, because I'm not sure exactly how well this reel is going to behave. It's part of the reason why I came to the stretch near home. So I can easily go home if it's all a bit rubbish. I managed to cover it in mud already. Very muddy down here where the river's been up. But what I've been doing just for the last couple of minutes is just at the top of the stretch here, as I say, near where I live, I've been chucking a bit of mashed bread in. It's usually good in here for a few bites, he says, hoping that it is today. It's usually good for a few bites in here. Not usually anything big up this end, but we'll probably catch a few half-pounders perhaps. But that's the plan, is to give this reel a bit of a workout on some smaller fish first, and then we'll go for a bit of a wander, hopefully catch a few bigger ones. Right, that's enough waffle, isn't it? Let's get on with it. Now, it's worth mentioning, it's pretty cold today. It's going very, very cold from tomorrow. We did have a frost last night as well, which I can't imagine is going to help things, but we are after chub, so it shouldn't be too much of an issue. Fingers crossed, we can have a few out, as I say. Give this reel a little run out. And perhaps, as I say, perhaps a bit further down the stretch, we might pick up a few better ones. Who knows? If we struggle in here, it's probably going to be a very hard day, to be honest, because they're usually, it's usually good for a bite up here. Well, that's gone through, which is not great. I say they're usually up for a feed in here. Of course, it doesn't mean we won't catch further down, but it's usually a good indication. Seems to be a shoal of smaller chub along here. I do like a bit of bread. Wow, that's not looking good. That's not looking good if we can't get a bite in here. We'll give it 10 minutes, but yeah, if we can't get a bite in here, we're probably going to struggle today, I would think. Nah, let's get gone. Time for a move. Well, we've got a bit of cover both sides here, so I'm sure there'll be some chub about. Not a massively long run because we're on the inside of a bend, but it looks a bit more appealing than further downstream. We'll have a go anyway. Nothing to lose except a bit of bread. It's very clear. You can see that bread sinking a long way down. Yes, tricky day. Well, a bit of crust's gone through, and someone's had a go at it down there. A bit of bread that hadn't taken on water properly. That's interesting. And that went under as well. I think it was the bottom. Blimey, it seems pretty shallow through here. All right. Well, there seems to be some fish about. Because they seem to be having a go at the, as I say, I've just mashed some more crust in from the hook bait, and some of it's floating. There's a bit there as well. I'll have to keep an eye on that. Perhaps we want to be a bit shallower. I'm dragging bottom anyway, so I should think we do. Keep an eye on that bit of crust there. Maybe we found a few fish. God, I can't believe we're still... Oh, I was going to say I can't believe we're still dragging under. It's a fish. Backed it right off. Blimey, a decent scrap. Oh, it's a chub. Fantastic. We found some fish. Found some fish that are willing to have a bit of a feed. It's like dragged under. I thought I got the bottom again. Well, it's been hard going, and that bit of crust's gone all the way through. I can see down there. Oh, this is one of those swims where I need a longer landing, that handle. But I think we'll get him. We'll have to, one way or another. No monster again, but Very welcome. Fab. There we are. How's about that? Wonderful stuff. That's great. You got a mouthful of bread. Great stuff. Blimey, you wanted that. Right. Let's get this fella unhooked. We'll keep him in the net, I think. Right. I'll keep him down here. Propped up in the reeds. Fab. A fish. Fantastic. Right where it's in that one swirl at that bit of bread over there as well. Well, I can't imagine he's down there on his own. Doesn't look nice here for a bite. That snag is sort of a run of cover on the other side. Just a nice pace as well through here. Right. Hopefully we can have his big brother as well. Someone's after me. All right. There we go. God, next run through. Well, we've certainly found a few fish now. Fantastic. Again, no monster. Feels a reasonable fish. He's best to get in this tree. I was going back over for that tree. I'll be a bit careful, we've got a 2.5 pound bottom on. Fantastic, we found some fish. Cool. I'm scrapping this flow. Oh, there we go, come off. That's annoying. Oh. In one of those days. Oh no. Well, I hope he didn't go and spook all his mates. He did just drop off. Still got the hook. Oh, that's annoying. I'm in a right spate of these at the moment. I had a session, didn't I, a while back where I was having fish drop off a lot, bumping fish off. Most annoying. Not doing anything different to normal. I think they're just feeding a bit funny. Certainly today they're really not massively up for it. We finally found some that are, and second fish bump off. Well, no, not bumped off, dropped off. There we go. Blimey, there's a shoal of them down here, isn't there? Well, I shall have to remember this. Blimey. They're on that bread now. It shows you, doesn't it? If you're not catching, move. How many swims we fished today? 7, 8, perhaps? Something like that. I mean, they're no monsters, but a day when it's been really difficult, they're very, very welcome. Now, can we get him in with the other one? He's not quite as big as the other one even. There we go, I've got him. Fab. Yeah, it's not as big as the other one. As often when you're chub fishing, it slowly gets smaller as you go through the shoal. There he is. Fantastic. Wonderful stuff. This one's staying. Oh, see, blimey, he's only just nicked again there. He nearly came off. This is not my setup. I mean, this setup, I know works well. It's not my gear. They're just, I think, being very cagey. Well, it's turning into an okay session in the end. We're not catching anything big, but we're getting some bites. May just be the time of day is helping as well. The sun is, it's not setting exactly, but it's on its way. A big bank of trees in front of us. A bit of a sort of, not exactly a wood. Little woodette. Right. Where's your big brother? Something's going on there. Float's lifted right out of the water. There we go. Well, we certainly hit on them now. 4 bites in 4 runs through. What a swim this is. It's a bit of a walk. But hey ho, if you're going to catch some fish. Again, it's not a monster. He's doing his best to go and wreck the swim out there. Good chub. Try and get in the edge. And the reel, of course, is doing a grand job. That's kind of what I wanted to do, test it on some smaller fish, to be honest. That's cracking. Right, can we get 3 in the net without losing any? Yeah, that's a nice fish. There we go, peas in a pod. Wonderful. Cracking stuff. Right. This it's going to come to an end sooner or later, probably sooner, but we'll keep going. The float's not even getting through at the moment. Have to remember next time if I come down here, or when I come down here, I have to bring a longer landing net handle. Love my folding landing net, but they just, you don't seem to have to buy one with a decent length handle. Well, this is 2.7 meters overall with the net. It doesn't seem it. Could really do with a 3 meter landing net handle and then the net on the end of it for this swim. I know for next time. God, it's going cold. It'll be real frost tonight. We had one last night, but it's going to be a proper frost tonight, apparently. Well, that's got through that time. There we go. Yep. Oh, diddler. Come on. You can swing it in. Just about. In you come. Well. Bit of an explore pays off. Wonderful. Right, he can go straight back. There you go. I think he's going to scare anybody. There we go. Well, they're certainly getting smaller, but it's a bite of chuck. with a lifter, just about. Fab. Well, as I said, swim after swim after swim, nothing. Or very little. Well, not catching anything big, but it's nice to see that float dip under. And I figure we've earned a few bites today. Well, I think we've upset them now. That's gone through, but I'm getting a bite, I think. Yeah. Much further down. And still a little one. I think we scared all the big ones off. I'm going to put a bit of mashed bread through on the inside here, I think, because there's a nice looking snag there. Guy's doing a crocodile death roll. Come here. Oh, there you go. Yeah, let's put a bit through on the inside here. Fancy having a little trot through, just round to this tree here. Cool, I took some finding today. It just shows, isn't it? If I hadn't come for an explore, you know, if I had been catching further up there, I wouldn't have come down here. And, you know, admittedly, we haven't caught anything big, but if there's, the way I look at it is, if there's chub like this around, there's generally going to be some bigger ones around. If they like it here, they like it here. You do get the odd spot, like the gully up there, where you generally find smaller fish. But you know, there's the odd decent one around. I mean, I'm having a bite every single run through, as you can see. I'm sure on there. I think I'll have a run through on the inside. I mean, lift that one just about. He's a little bit bigger, but I think we can lift him just about. Cavalier, but there we go. Fab. Let's have a run round on the inside. Got to be some chub down here on this inside line. What you'd think anyway. Can we sneak it past the tiddlers? Probably not. Oh, we have. No, we haven't. Oh, this feels. No, I was going to say it feels a bit better, but perhaps not. Marginally. Past that tree pretty quickly. Me fooled. I thought it was a bit bigger at first. Probably just an idea just to wade through them, really. Come on. Lifter. Again, just about. I think he's in here as well. You just don't know. The next bite could be 6 ounces. It could be £6. You just don't know. Well, we've gone through without a bite. Usually signals the beginning of the end. We have had a bite. It's a long way down. And I'm going to have to drag it through the whole swim. Which probably means... Oh, it's come off. Probably means the 6-pounders are going to stay in the river and not come another photo took. It always seems to be the case though with chub fishing when you're trotting. You always tend to catch the biggest one first, the biggest one that you're going to catch. They just seem to get smaller and smaller and smaller from then on. I guess it's because they're having a good nosh up, and as soon as you start catching them, the bigger ones wise up and stop feeding. I would guess, anyway. That would be my guess as to what happens. Well, they certainly dropped down the stretch. That's still small-ish. Still trying to get in that tree. Might be worth going and having 10 or 15 minutes down the other side of that tree. And go down past it. What's going on here? I think it's wrapped up. Yes. A bit wrapped up. There we go. We'll have a few more runs through here. I've not really run down to this tree yet either. It does look very chubby. Might be worth going and standing next to that for 5 minutes. Because we're on the inside of a bend, there's not much flow going through there. Down to that tree. God, it's stacked out with them in here. On the inside, on the outside. Peas in a pod. But what cracking sport. Certainly somewhere to come to get a few bites on a tricky day. Well, I think if we're going to move, we need to do it now, because it's starting to get quite difficult to do this float. Yeah, it's getting quite tricky. We'll have one more run through, I think, then we'll go just below this tree. Hopefully there's somewhere we can stand. And just run the float down a bit further down, where there hasn't been any disturbance like there has up here for the last 20 minutes. Yep. Going to move down. That was a bite, but could almost fish it from beyond that tree. where I had that bite, so we'll get down there and get these fellas back. Off we go, chaps. There's always one, isn't there? Always one. Go on. Right. It's gonna have 10 or 15 minutes on the next swim. Well, guys, I was just heading to the next swim, which I thought was just beyond that tree. And I found a swim just by the tree. So I guess you might as well have a go in here, because the light's going to be gone in the next 10-15 minutes. So I just thought it might be worth having just a little go down here, just running past this tree. You can see if I get out of the way, this tree just down here. Thought it might be worth a go for a few minutes. It was difficult to get the float to run down from there because there's not a great deal of flow on the inside here. Just wondering if we can winkle out one more decent fish. Well, I can still see this float. Well, we've got a fish. I don't think it's a decent one. I think it might be a lifter, just about. Just about a lifter. Well, we moved down a bit and we had the same result. Cool. It's getting proper dark, I didn't quite realise. Fortunately, I'll keep my head torch in my bag, so I'll be able to see to get home. Because I reckon it's about a mile from here, I reckon. There's no point going home before it gets properly dark. Well, I can still see this float anyway. It's the best time of day, really, with the clarity we've had and the sun. When it's been out a lot today, the fish would have been tucked away, happily tucked away, hiding from the bright light and the clear river. They just don't like it at all in here. This is the time they generally start to move. Well, that's it. I'm going to call it a day at that. It's almost dark here. It looks a lot brighter on this camera than it does here, I have to say. I can't see this float anymore, so time to be going home, and the cold weather is on the way. But at least we managed to get out today. Caught a few fish in the end. It was hard going. That first swim we fished, it's usually like this. It was in here and just wasn't. I thought this is going to be tricky. Spoke to a couple of other anglers. They said, nah, not much doing, it's too clear. So, but we roved and we roved and we roved. And like I say, I reckon I'm about at least a mile from home, I'd say. So we've done 8 or 10 swims, and in the end it came good. We found some fish, no monsters, but very welcome. Some £1.5, £2 chub, and plenty of little chublets as well to keep that float going under. That was fantastic. Tried to winkle out one from this tree here last knock-ins, but nothing doing. Time to go home, and it's getting proper cold. Like I say, the cold weather is on the way. We're minus figures at night and barely out of minus figures in the day for the foreseeable future. So to still be getting out, I should still be after the chub and perhaps the roach as well. Once the temperatures have dropped a bit and the water temperature's dropped and it's settled, we'll be fine. We'll be good to go. But I think I'm going to leave it perhaps till the weekend now. But for now, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. bit of a tough one, but we got there in the end. Tight lines, enjoy your own angling. Many thanks to the channel patrons for your fantastic support. And I'll see you all again very soon.